What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wombo Combo Show. My name's Ben Kepler.
I'm Ben Yukonis.
I thought he was going to start singing Nickelback. I'm not going to lie.
Look at this photograph. It's a photo of a photograph. Okay.
Oh boy, if it wasn't a long day already, it just got a lot longer with that one. What's up, everybody? Hey, OTAs started today, Ben.
Yes, they did.
A little bit of news coming out of them I want to cover with everybody here today. We got a little bit of trade destination rumors we want to cover with you guys here. It's, really that portion of the season where things are kind of kicking up a little bit. Finally, we're getting something.
I mean,
but it wasn't
a little
much.
bit. It's just OTAs and
mixed signals and things for the media to mix and skew.
And still wondering who the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be.
We're going to talk about that here today. That's one of our topics. First thing I wanted to talk to you about, people who missed OTAs. There's some notable names missed OTAs across the NFL. Here at home, TJ, who's in a contract dispute right now. He didn't expect him to be there, but
go figure.
He's in his contract dispute right now, TJ Watt. So he wasn't at OTAs for day one. DK Metcalf, probably because of age. He's not really that old.
Just kind of earned it. Veteran.
Yeah. He also wasn't there.
That's not a huge deal for me at all. I mean, get in work with your quarterbacks, but
are they the quarterbacks?
We don't know who the starting quarterback's going to be. So it's just,
Right, 100%.
Not a huge deal.
Terry, what's up,
to
dude?
me at least.
Welcome into the live, brother. Adam, what is up, dog? Yeah, I got the new lenses on, guys. Shoot me a comment in the chat. Let me know. Do I look like a dork or do I look great in my new specs? Anyways, last guy. Last guy who didn't make it to OTAs today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was the guy that I wish we didn't sign. A Super Bowl champion, Darius Slade Jr. That one's got to be because of age. Man's our age.
Yeah.
It's raining outside today in Pittsburgh.
His knee probably hurts for whatever reason, just because it's cold a little bit in spring.
100%. For other teams who had some more notable names out there this week, today, because today was day one for OTAs, who didn't show up. First, I kind of want to start with the not the Carolina Panthers, but the Atlanta Falcons. Good thing that I get work calls even when I'm not working. Wonderful. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins did not make it to OTAs today. That is a little surprising, regardless of, who he is. He's got some trade rumors going around that the Atlanta Falcons want to get rid of him. A lot of cap involved in Kirk Cousins signing that massive deal with Atlanta last season. Didn't pan out. I'll go a little bit deeper on Kirk Cousins a little bit later, but another big name for Atlanta who did not show up to OTAs for day one.
Yeah. It's Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, man. For me, I want to ask chat, and I want to ask you here, Ben. Is that a sign that maybe Kyle Pitts is upset with the way that the team is working out, or maybe he, by the team, is being told to sit out because they're working on a trade deal to get rid of him? I mean, Kyle Pitts.
That's a good question. I honestly don't know. I don't think it's necessarily because of. Man, it's hard to get a read for Kyle Pitts because one, they haven't really used him as like a focal point of that offense.
Right. So how much does his word stand in a conversation?
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Like if he's mad, do they care?
If he's mad, no. Why would they care?
Right.
Because he hasn't produced yet. So even with the few amount of touches. I mean, but he did have an uptick last season. He had more targets, more catches, more yards.
Being a top 10 pick, he's definitely not lived up to it.
He's not worthy of that top 10 pick just yet.
Yeah.
It's just
a couple things in chat here. First, Terry on the Kyle Pitts thing. He says Kyle Pitts needs a change. He needs to move somewhere else, potentially get a new scenery. I kind of agree with that.
I kind of agree with that too.
Guys, let me know in the comments, where do you think, if Kyle Pitts, who just missed first day of OTAs, if he is to be on the trade block potentially, where do you think that he might end up? For me, I'm kind of thinking the Eagles might be a destination, as they're a team who's kind of looking to get rid of Dallas Goedert, who's in the last year of his contract. What do you think about that one?
Actually, they're talking about extending Goedert.
Now they're extending him?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I saw that on my sleeper app.
Sleeper.
Yeah, my
Okay.
fantasy dynasty, where my dynasty leagues. So yeah, I saw that there that they're going to try and extend him.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, that wouldn't be my look.
But I mean, like, would he be a great tight end too?
For sure.
Like
They could run a
or
two
just
tight
even
end
like a
option.
third wide receiver option because of his athletic ability. So like, I mean, that would hurt. I think that would definitely hurt Dotson.
Yeah, I think that would hurt Jahan Dotson's
hurt Jahan
reception.
Dotson.
But I mean, Jahan Dotson kind of sucks, so who cares there? Isaac, what up, dude? Welcome into the live. Another question here came in from Adam. Adam says, "Do you really think DK needs to practice catching the ball from Mason Rudolph?" Because we were talking about Steelers OTAs.
Yes.
No.
No.
No, he doesn't need to catch balls from Mason Rudolph. I think that'll go pretty plain. Just joining us in the chat today, man, I can talk. Is Houday? Oh, Paul in the live, guys. Make sure you take a moment to notice that
He's a real person.
he is real. Houday is in the chat live from India. Houday, how you doing this afternoon, man? Love to have international fans. Glad to have you with us today. Adam says in chat, Joey Bosa is already hurt and not playing. If you don't know the inside joke there with Houday,
We don't need to get into it.
we won't get into it. But he's probably like, bro, please don't say anything. Anyways.
Joey Bosa, though, former Charger.
Yes, now on the Bills.
Now on the Bills. He's hurt already.
Already, we kind of expected. When is he not hurt?
He's always hurt.
You know, you got what you paid for. They used him to replace Von Miller, also old, also hurt all the time. Also was getting suspended for like using performance-enhancing drugs.
Trying to stay young.
Yeah, so I don't know. Problems going on in Bills land, guys. Other things that I have for you today when it comes to non-participants in OTA, since we're talking about the Buffalo Bills, James Cook. He's a no-show today.
Yeah, James. He's also in the middle of a contract dispute.
Yeah, he wants the money, and the Bills are like, nah, man, nah, maybe, but not. Maybe not, you know. I think the James Cook is good.
I think he's good, and I think he has earned a contract extension for sure.
100%. In my opinion, I think that he definitely deserves one. He's a focal point of their offense. Probably when you take a look at the talent on the offense when it comes to utility players, such as wide receiver, running back, tight end, he's the best one of them.
Yeah, outside the quarterback, he's the best one.
He's the best one. Khalil Shakir tails him. But, Buffalo Bills fans, let us know. Are you worried about James Cook's future with the team? It kind of seems wishy-washy right now. Obviously, didn't come the first day of OTAs. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about James Cook? Are you a little irritated? Maybe not. Who knows? Feels Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, not really. I think it's not a big deal at all. I think he's still going to probably play and everything like that. I wouldn't think he goes full Le'Veon Bell. We all know what happens when you go full Le'Veon Bell. You miss a year and then you go to the Jets and your career's over.
Yeah, and then you're a bad rapper and a bad boxer at the same time. Still love Le'Veon, though. Shout out to Le'Veon. Next topic, Ben. I did kind of want to talk to you about on that OTAs idea of today. Aaron Rodgers wasn't there.
No, I mean, well, plus we still haven't signed him.
Oh, that's right. He's not on the team.
He's not even on the team.
So what I kind of wanted to talk about with the Aaron Rodgers was this. The Steelers have mandatory OTAs coming up, and that is, I wrote the date down, June 10th, coming up. So within the next 2 weeks, we should either see that Aaron Rodgers is on the team, or I don't think the team will move forward into mandatory practices without their starting quarterback. That just doesn't make sense to me to not be running through plays with players who are going to be on the field. You need those practice reps for those plays before you go into the season. Doesn't matter if you're Aaron Rodgers or not. Not everybody else knows how Aaron Rodgers is going to throw them the football, his timing, his cadences. He's got to be there for those types of things. So what I wanted to ask you here, Ben, today, a lot of news rumbling around about this Aaron Rodgers after he had his little, I don't know, Q&A. Did you see that? The Q&A that he had this week where he answered questions from fans. It was a little odd.
See that.
So let me, before I dive into
He was just on another podcast, right? Was he on the Joe Rogan?
It might have been, I don't know if he was on Joe Rogan podcast.
Again, recently?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But he was doing this interview with fans asking him questions. First fan asked him, he said, it was a female actually. She said, would you ever consider playing for the New Orleans Saints? Aaron Rodgers? No, I'm too old. I don't want to live in Louisiana. That was his legit answer, 100%. Next fan comes up and asks, would you ever consider playing for the Chicago Bears? And he said, absolutely not. I already own the Bears. But I tell you what, I will consider playing against the Bears. There's a team that travels to Chicago to play them this year. What team is that, Ben? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Week 10, we traveled to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears. So it kind of seems like with Art Rooney, with him saying that right there, and with the way that things went in the draft and in free agency, that Aaron Rodgers will be on the team before June 10th.
All signs point to that. But is it actually going to happen?
If he comes out of his dark place, hopefully that's what happens.
Yeah, his 4 days of complete darkness.
Yeah, no, little bit of whatever that stuff is that he's taken. Anyways, the chat is going off about the next topic that I kind of wanted to bring up. If it's not Aaron Rodgers, guys, there is news that the Steelers have some interest in Kirk Cousins as a ultimate backup plan in case Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers or does want to retire. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, Steelers fans. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry, I almost freaked out.
It's a retirement home.
The thought of us trading for Kirk Cousins,
Nuts.
Absolutely insane. You want to see me not become a Steelers fan anymore? Do that move, Ocon.
Yeah.
Do that move. Trade for Kirk Cousins. Watch me not be a Steeler fan this year.
I think
I will lose my absolute shit.
I think that if we go with and get Kirk Cousins, guys, it won't be a good look. However, what I do think it will be
permanent face.
What it will
right
be
here. This just
is we'll only trade a seventh round pick is most likely what I see we would have to give up for him.
No.
And
Can we not
they would have to eat 90% of that contract. He's making way too much money. The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't willing to.
It would have
pay.
to be like a Russ deal where
Yeah.
they retain all of that salary and we only pay them the vet minimum. But even then, I don't want it. I don't want to do that at all. Like that's
The way you're talking, it might come into fruition.
Kirk.
Adam, yeah. Also from that live interview thing, Rodgers did say that he wants to sign a 1-day contract to retire a Packer in the end of things, no matter what happens. Whether he plays for the Steelers this year. Some teams think that Aaron Rodgers is still holding out for the chance that the Vikings might just randomly call him up and be like, okay, fine. I don't think that's realistic either.
They're fully on board with McCarthy.
I think so too. There has been reports out there though, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, June 10th is the day that Pittsburgh Steelers require all starters to be at training camp. So we'll see if he is signed and he is on his way to Pittsburgh before June 10th. That'll be the biggest maybe of the next coming 2 weeks here, guys. Other things that I wanted to talk to you about here, Ben. We still have one a little bit bigger than the other, but two big names floating around on the trade block actively. Names that have been in media throughout the past couple weeks. First one, obviously, is Huday's buddy. He's a Bengals fan, and that's Trey Hendrickson.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we've seen in his media appearances that he is unhappy with the organization. It's over. There is no rebuilding that relationship.
He's out. He's out. He's going to be out.
100%.
For sure.
I did see today. Now, you and I, we've been saying for the last couple weeks that Trey Hendrickson would look great in a Lions uniform.
He would.
The Lions are not interested. Reported this morning.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I know. So, guys.
Kind of a head scratcher.
Right? So let me know,
They
guys.
didn't necessarily address the other side, the other edge rusher in the draft or free agency.
Maybe they just don't want to work out the money. Like, he is going to want signed to a deal.
He's gonna want a big money deal.
And they gotta
as
sign
well.
Hutch.
And they got to sign Hutchinson.
So
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, guys, let me
But
know.
still, like just the thought of those two on either side.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It would have been crazy. Let me know, guys. Where do you think that Trey Hendrickson ends up now that the Lions don't seem to be interested? Do you think there's a chance he ends up on the Bengals still this year? I don't think so. Do you think he sits out for the full year? Think he goes back to the Saints?
He doesn't play a snap for the Bengals this year.
I don't think he does either.
No.
Other news. Now, this one I mentioned a couple weeks ago during the draft. He's been on the trade block. I said that I think that he would end up on the 49ers, maybe even in the draft in a trade up for that team.
Yeah.
but that didn't end up happening. This is Jalen Ramsey's, guys. I think Jalen Ramsey's is traded probably by the end of next week.
You think so?
I do. Things are heating up for him. It kind of sounds like St. Louis.
St. Louis.
R.I.P. St. Louis. Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys seem to be the two teams who are viable options who are interested in bringing him on.
I mean, if that's the case, I hope he goes back to L.A.
I kind of hope that he goes back to L.A. as well. The thought process behind it from what I was listening to is, guys, that Jerry's trying to build the best he can for himself while he's still alive so he can see a Super Bowl win. And also, Dak is getting to the age where he's not going to be very useful anymore, especially after having multiple season-ending injuries in the last 5 years.
Like lower body injuries.
Exactly. That's why they traded for Milton. That's why he was added to the team because, I mean, they're concerned about...
Same with Trey Lance when they had Trey Lance, so just to have a young backup quarterback ready to go.
It is crazy how much the Cowboys trade for football players, to be completely honest. When they don't sign anybody in free agency, however, they will manage to,
and
to
trading
trade
for not
for
starters.
Well, they got George Pickens.
Okay, other than George Pickens. But I mean, the year before that, it was Mingo, wide receiver from Carolina.
They've made a couple trades this
They
offseason.
traded for him.
They traded for Kyrie Elam. They traded for
Kyrie Elam.
They traded for a linebacker off of the Titans. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But they also traded for. They've made like 4 trades this offseason, so I could see the
It
Jalen
was
Ramsey.
It was Murray.
Yes, Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth
Murray Jr. You're absolutely right. Let me see. A couple things in the chat here, guys. Adam says the Colts QB trade is heating up. He dropped that news for us last week.
Yeah,
I'll give you one small hint. The guy that our insider Adam thinks that is going to the Colts, he wears number 1 for the team he's currently on, but that is the only hint I will give you. Drop a comment if you think you know exactly who I'm talking about. Quarterback might be headed to Indianapolis, who already has 2 quarterbacks. OTAs started today. They're saying that Daniel Jones looks really good. Who would have thought that he's doing really great in practice again?
Have you seen the meme with Danny Dimes and Trevor Lawrence's first 60 games?
No.
They're exactly the freaking same.
Yeah. I'm not really a
More
big...
hate for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm not a big believer
Trevor
in Trevor
Lawrence
Lawrence.
is a bum. Like
Terry Houday, guys, I see that you sent some gifts along. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Houday's talking about a link. I'm not clicking on any links that Houday has because who knows where those go. His phone's being tracked by the government, probably. Next one, Terry says, I really like Overshown for the Cowboys. Me too, Terry. I think he's a great inside linebacker. He had that fumble scoop last year that he returned for a touchdown, which was super cool. He ended up getting injured, though.
They had a lot of players on the defense.
Yeah, I was just going to say, basically the entire Cowboys team got injured last year. We'll see what he's like this coming season. Houday says, Ian Rappaport has said that Trey will most likely get signed to Cincinnati. No, there's no way, bro. There's no way that he's going to re-sign with Cincinnati after that unless they've upped their offer significantly. I think he was in the range of correct me if I'm wrong, chap, but about $24 to $26 million a year for him.
Yeah.
I don't think it was upwards of that, but it could have been. TJ Watts is somewhere near 40.
He wants to be like the highest paid edge rusher.
Right, and you're on the Bengals, bro.
Yeah.
They already have all the highest paid other people. You can't have you can't be the highest paid at that.
So
$28 million. Thank you, Houday. Parth, what is up, dog? I see you showing love to us by throwing out a bunch of likes across our media, man. I always appreciate you doing that. Other things I wanted to talk about here, Ben, today. I know that a couple of our Colts fans are in here. We just wanted to mention it briefly. Jim Irsay did pass away, the owner of the Colts. The team is now going to be taken over by a daughter. She'll be taking over head of operations for whatever the owner of an NFL team does. Our condolences to the Irsay family and the Colts fans out there. I know a lot of Colts fans have been hitting my DMs with, we're going to win the Super Bowl now. So
it's in the script.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. But we shall see. R.I.P. for sure. Craig Love, what's up, dog? Welcome into the live. Last number I saw, he wanted 32 to 34 for Trey Hendrickson.
No.
I don't think he's
No.
worth that.
No.
Dog.
No.
That's just me. Let me know in the chat and in the comments, guys. What do you think that Trey Hendrickson is worth per year? If you're giving him a 4-year deal, how many millions does he deserve? My answer, I'm going to say he's worth 26 million. Call it a day.
Yeah, I would go no higher than 25.
Yeah, 25, 26, like that
25,
range.
26. Yeah, I would not go any higher than that.
You know, with bonuses, he can make some
bonuses,
performance bonuses to
incentives,
make 30.
Even make a good chunk of it fully guaranteed.
Yeah. But for me, he's not top 5 when it comes to being paid on defense, and he shouldn't be. So I don't think that is something Cincinnati should do at least, especially with their cap situation. Other things that I had for us today, guys, just kind of wanted to look forward into OTAs and kind of some of the things that we did see going on. Will Howard getting his first passes with the team. Pittsburgh Steelers media going crazy over a wide receiver that we drafted 2 years ago who's never played a snap and still doesn't know how to use the playbook. That's Roman Wilson.
1 year ago.
Well, second year. This is his second year.
Yeah, I know, but it was still only a year ago.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, Bengals are having a rough offseason, and the Bengals rookies still haven't signed. That was the other thing I wanted to make sure that we noted again.
Pretty sure like all the big name rookies have signed already.
Yeah.
And none of the ones for
the Bengals are completely falling apart on defense.
Man.
They drafted 2 defensemen in the first and second round. They haven't signed either of them.
Yeah.
And their number 1 defenseman and captain of the defense is angry and doesn't want to be on the team anymore. What is going on? There's a lot of Cincinnati fans in our chat right now going off at us. Houday says the Bengals might go up a little bit, but they shouldn't break the bank, and I agree with you there. Craig Love says, still locked in my Bengals future. It's Joe Nasty's year. I can see Joe Nasty doing really well.
Joe Nasty, he could still lead the league in touchdowns again and everything like that.
I believe in Joe Burrow.
He's going to have to score 40 points a game.
Just like last. Honestly, since we have the Cincinnati Bengals and fans in the chat today, what I want to know from you, Ben, let's both give them our prediction. What is the Bengals' 2025 record going to be on Week 18 to finish? What are they going to be?
9-8.
That's what I got. 9-8. 9-8. Tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see which one of them goes to the playoffs.
Yeah, their offense is prolific. Their defense is horrendous.
Man.
So, it's just...
Couple chat comments in here. Adam says they'll lose every game 40-47. And Terry Adam again goes, and they'll still miss the playoffs. I bet you they go 7-10, he says. Craig says, I pledge allegiance to Joe Burrow on Skyline Chili and Chase we trust. Thank you. And thank God for tea. Amen. Craig, I can't believe I read that. I can't believe I read that out loud. That's a Steeler fan, but that's hilarious. Guys, other things that are going on in the NFL really is just us watching OTAs, seeing how these rookies get into the offense, seeing who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like we mentioned, Kirk Cousins a potential.
No, please, no. Can we just slam that door shut?
Aaron Rodgers still out there. Guys, quarterback needs to be signed by the 10th of June. That's the date. Ben, did you have any other topics you wanted to shoot out today before we just hang out with chat for a second? A little bit of a slower day with the first day of OTAs. We got to wait to see what all happens.
The Pirates aren't the worst team in baseball.
Oh, yeah, they're the second worst.
In the NL.
Colorado Rockies, right?
Yeah, Rockies, and then I think there's someone else in the American League who's worse than the Pirates. But we're not the worst. So,
hooray.
Better days.
Terry says, give Will Howard the keys. I agree, man. I agree that Will Howard should be given the keys. If we don't end up signing one of those 2 old heads, one of those 2 38 to 40-year-old men who are potentially coming to Pittsburgh, I think that Mason Rudolph should be second tote to Will Howard. Why would we not want to try out that quarterback first? Why would we not want to give the rookie at least a chance to go in there?
Definitely make that somewhat of a position battle.
100%.
if we don't have like a Rodgers.
Yeah, I think that it would be a
So-
complete position battle between Mason. I don't think Skylar Thompson really comes into the play in any way,
No.
shape, or form. But Will Howard and Mason will dodge it out. Another thing.
Skylar Thompson almost won a playoff game for Miami.
Well, almost only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes, brother. Or no, that's something else. But anyways, and
No, you're right. You're right.
Was I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
You're
cool.
right.
Other thing I did want to mention to you, Ben, last week you and I were talking, and we had asked fans about this, about the Cleveland Browns and how they have this wild quarterback situation that started out with OTAs being Kenny Pickett's
on the
first team
forefront.
Yeah, he's
of the depth chart.
Yeah, he was on the top of the depth chart. Now, I can't lie, guys. When we put that clip out, a lot of you Browns fans out there, you guys went crazy on us because you were like, you don't know if Kenny Pickett's gonna be the starter. Well, guess what? He was the starter today. So I mean, I was right. Nah. You're the Cleveland Browns. That's all I got for you on that one. Terry says, y'all got Skeens, maybe not for the long. Yeah, dude, we got Skeens for one more year.
No, we'll have Skeens for 3 more years, and then we'll trade him.
Craig, you should come. Craig says that he's talking about PNC Park. Craig, you should come out. We'll go to a game with you, dude. If you come out to Pittsburgh, we'll definitely go to a game with you.
It's a beautiful park.
Yeah,
It is one of the best.
That's what chat's on right
best
now.
MLB parks in the entire country.
Oh, you want to go to a curve game too? I mean, if we have to go to Altoona, Craig, we'll go and we'll eat that gross pizza. And I guess I'll go to a curve game. There's a water park that's more fun than a curve game. However, I would go. PNC's great though. Adam says Kenny, Tiny Hands, Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Shadur Sanders. That is the starting depth chart right now, and he is right. Because I went and looked, and you know who actually is still listed as the starting quarterback on the online depth chart? Deshaun Watson is listed as the starting quarterback. Now, he won't be playing in 2025. Shadur Sanders does not make the depth chart on their official website. Let me know what you guys think about that.
So
If
the
you
owner says so.
Yeah, I guess. Let me know what you guys think about that. Shadur Sanders, if you go to the official Cleveland Browns website, he's not listed on the depth chart. He's QB5 behind Deshaun Watson, who's already out for the season. So let me know what you think about that. Ben, what else did you have for us today? Did you have any topics you wanted to bring to the table that I missed as I was rambling on throughout the episode today? Guys in chat. That's I know, isn't that crazy, Terry?
It's just,
That's what I thought, dude.
I can't think of anything else that came up or whatnot. I mean, yeah, I thought about it, and I'm not even going to try.
I have a little bit of NBA that I did want to mention. Absolutely go T-Wolves. Okay. Second, the Knicks the other night came back in the craziest comeback ever. The Pacers were up by like 17 points. I'm in chat with a couple of our fans in the Discord.
Last night?
Huh? The night before.
Oh yeah, that was Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, this game's locked. I'm turning it off." And then all of a sudden, I hear, "Oh, dude, the Knicks won? What the heck?" So crazy comeback by the Knicks in that series. For me, I'm obviously a Timberwolves fan, and it's going pretty well for them, from what I've seen at least. Really, they won their first game by like 40 points. Yeah. I mean, you know me, guys. I'm an NFL guy. NBA, sure, it's out there. I watch a little bit of it. When it gets to the finals, the very last set, like their Super Bowl, we'll cover it a little bit more in depthly. But for me, I'm more excited about OTAs than I am about NBA playoffs.
Same.
I don't know. That's just how I feel.
With NHL playoffs too. I know Eastern Conference Finals is Florida and oh my goodness.
Craig Love, that is the best
Florida. Who the heck is Florida playing?
Whoa, what, hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, brother, I could care less.
Oh man. And I think in the West it's Edmonton and Dallas.
I guess it's not that big a deal, but the Americans won the national hockey thing for the first time in like
Oh, the juniors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
American Junior Hockey.
Yeah. It's not the Canes, bro. I don't think it's the Canes. Craig says he's going to be in Altoona.
It is the Canes. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Carolina Hurricanes.
the Hurricanes are in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good for them. Is Getzel still on their team?
No.
Oh, good for them. 100 days until the NFL season starts. Terry, thank God.
Yeah.
I cannot wait any longer. All those offensive fouls were BS. Houday, yeah, but you're a Pacers fan, all
The
right?
real season can start, and we can stop doing Madden, and I can feel better about myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you lost to Pink today. That was...
Yeah, no, that was not fun today.
well, I mean,
To my defense, I am playing as the Chicago Bears.
to your not defense, you allowed 200 receiving yards to A.J. Dillon, who's not a receiving back.
Listen, if I covered that, he threw it somewhere else where I wasn't covering it. If I covered the other thing, he threw it there. So, like, what do you? I can't use two people in the game.
You lost to a custom team called the Black Knights.
How do you like those glasses?
I got 3 pairs of them, bro.
I'll break all 3 of them.
Duh, Bears, Terry says. Wombo, fantasy still up in the air? No, Craig, we already have the fantasy league already set up and ready to go. It's just fantasy doesn't, like, Yahoo doesn't let me set up the draft yet. I'll have dates for you coming up. I have 14 of us. It's going to be a great time.
I've been doing mock drafts.
Oh, have you?
On Yahoo Fantasy app.
Where'd you put yourself in the draft?
So, the most recent one, I put myself in the bottom 3.
Who was
picks.
going top 3? Who were the top 3 picks?
Top
average?
3 picks normally? It was like Jamar Chase.
Probably Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. Gibbs was up there.
And
and
I'd
then
say Jamar Chase maybe too.
Well, I said Jamar Chase.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And
I meant Jettis.
yeah, Jettas was in the top 5.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Guys, what we'll have to do here coming up is I will have to set up a fantasy draft. If he said we're able to start doing that, I will set one up. Bijan should be going top 5.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if we can set up our own. I was just joining ones in the that are already preset.
No, I mean we'll set one up and do it with them live here. So
yeah,
they
I
can
understand.
see it.
I just don't know how to do that.
I do. We'll be good.
All right.
We'll be good. But anyways, guys, when it comes to today's show, I think that's about all we had. You know, Ben said he's going to break my glasses, so we got to get off the air here so you can make sure to do that. If you're not, make sure, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go to one of our clips. Comment. Let us know. We put a lot of questions out there. We want to hear from you. Make sure you drop a comment. If you see any of our content out there, smack a like on it. Smack a share. We appreciate you guys for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.